Alright, so we're back. I'm probably going to cut this off in 15-minute increments so it can be uploaded to YouTube.
32,000 people will lose their home in LA County. These guys are going to buy those properties.
Missouri. We want Missouri.
You should look up Angela Mozilla when you get home.
Missoula. We want Missoula. We want Missoula now.
Barbara! Don't break your oath.
We want Missoula now. We want Missoula now.
Mozilla Law in jail. Mozilla Law in jail.
Missoula in jail. Missoula in jail.
Barbara! Okay, we got it on camera. We got it on camera about what policemen can do under the civil code. He just shared it about they cannot commit eviction. He just said the civil code. They violated yours. They did your
Trespassing outside the door.
Okay,
You're not going to be allowed. You're not going to be allowed back inside. Listen, hold on. You guys are not going to be allowed inside. You're outside.
He just pushed me outside.
You took a dog to uphold the Constitution.
You
are violating the Constitution right now, sir.
You're protecting thieves. You're protecting a thief. The biggest thief in the country.
Yeah, why don't we? I have my paperwork.
You're protecting a thief.
He just pushed me out of the
Switch sides,
building.
brothers. You're on the wrong side.
You just pushed me out of the building.
Switch sides, brothers.
You're protecting a thief. You're protecting a thief.
Don't interfere, guys.
You're protecting a thief.
Closing the doors, there's still people in
Fucking
there.
cops. Fuck you, cops.
He just pushed me out of the building.
What were you saying that they said?
What did you get on? He just pushed
Fuck
me
the
out of the building.
popo.
The other policeman that came in, he said, we were talking to him about making a citizen's arrest. He said policemen cannot get involved in any eviction, civil matters or any evictions at all. It's on camera. It's on camera. But then this policeman just pushed me out of the building.
Yeah, SWAT.
He just pushed me out of the building.
They're supposed to be SWAT. We're supposed to be afraid.
No, he just pushed me out of the building.
Yeah, Brandon, that's what he said. That's supposed to be the SWAT. Remember the guy who got
SWAT my foot. That's
I'm telling you, they're the ones getting worse than need to get them back to training. Excuse me. And then, had I known, I would have brought my fraudulent paperwork
That's
here.
it. Oh,
and showed
Carlos
him
is showing it to him.
Yeah.
Carlos showed, but he did tell us. He said policemen cannot.
Which one just told you?
The first one that came in.
Oh, the first one, okay.
He said they
So
cannot.
who taped it?
They had it on tape.
Okay.
They cannot.
We were
do
talking
anything
about
on the
this.
citizens.
And then how come we can't do a citizen's arrest?
But then the
White collar crime, they done
policeman,
away with that.
pushed me out of the building. Then told me I'm trespassing. This one
So
right
you-
here.
I'm you streaming. Yeah, you stream. You brought your fraudulent paper here to take
Oh no,
it?
she did. Someone
I did,
else.
but I didn't bring the paperwork. I wish I would have.
This is the Pasadena police.
So
Just violated my
I got our
constitutional
loan in
right.
2006, and you know, the way they did it back then is they waited till the last minute and had you signing the paperwork 3 days before the closing after they already got an extension at the table. There was supposed to be no prepayment penalty.
Especially when the other policeman was
So,
told me to come get
So in the paperwork there it was a 3-year prepayment penalty. So I called the guy who was head of Countrywide. He was the sales manager for 2 offices. I told him, you told me no prepayment penalty. And he said, well, I couldn't get it through without. I said, I can't sign it. He goes, well, can you at least agree to 1 year? And I
I want to
said,
get it because I'm going against his law.
and I said, okay, I'll agree to 1 year, because he told us that, you know, you're not going to change before a year is up. So I agreed. So they talked us into 1 year, which was against my principles anyway, but you know, you're under the wire. They had threatened us with losing our deposit and all this kind of stuff. And so at the table, it was notarized.
And this is for your home through what institution?
Countrywide. And there it is. I changed it to reflect what they said, 12 months. And I put down who I didn't know his last name. And I put that down, and it was notarized and in our file. And so when they raised our interest rate after a month and a half, 1.5% on the first and 5% on the second, I said, we can't do this. And we were old. This was our retirement home. So we called him up, and he didn't work there anymore. So we just got another loan. It took us a while for the year to be up, and we had another loan all in place. and they wouldn't release us from a 3-year prepayment penalty, and it's like being in prison. I said, well, just go ahead and you know, pay off the balance and we'll haggle for the prepayment penalty. But they wouldn't release the loan, so I couldn't get another loan. Meanwhile, property values are dropping, and so by the time they finally you know, released us after we had to go through all these fights, you know, we had trouble getting a loan, and we had to pay like $75,000 more on a principal that was already depreciated. And then to top it all off, after fighting to get away from Countrywide, City Mortgage sold us to PennyMac, and PennyMac is Countrywide reopened under another corporate name. So it is not fun.
Right.
To
Sounds
watch them
like
get
a
away with the
long,
fraud.
long process.
It is. It's been 6 years. So
Sorry.
hard to get justice.
Now, are you still in your home right now?
Yes, we are.
So you've worked hard to be able to maintain that.
Yes, we did. But who knows how much longer? It depends on if laws are obeyed or if they go ahead and flagrantly allow the laws to be overlooked.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
There's still officers. They're actually holding the doors, so I'm not sure what would happen if anyone actually needed to get in to approach an office for business matters. Looks like they might be escorting people out the back. They're clearing the building. I'm going to try to walk around there. These are the letters that they made. It says CalCaps, Forclosure, mill inside. So they're just taking the foreclosures and selling them off to the highest bidders and to investors, not people that are actually in need of homes. They're taking it away from people that have been attempting to pay their mortgages.
Where would people go though? So this is the regular interest. You don't have another side interest or back interest?
What did he say?
He said that the regular interest for customers will probably be closed for the next 2 hours.
Okay, and you're here to do business with them?
No, but he doesn't know that.
Right. But if someone was, then they would be able to.
They would not be able to conduct business.
Who do you protect? Who do you serve? 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 Who do you serve?
This sign says search inside job on Vimeo, and it's not about 9/11. You can't see that on the screen. It says search inside job Vimeo, not about 9/11. I'm not sure where it'll take you, but
It doesn't have anything to do with 9/11. It has more to do with Angela Mozilla.
Mic check, mic check,
thank you.
mic check.
Mic check.
I need to know.
Mic check.
Mic check!
Go.
Mic check!
I need to know who was assaulted. Who was assaulted? And we need to file a police report. Please come with me.
No. We have the police over here that we are filing. We're filing a complaint. It's okay. So, that's fine. Come on.
They push people out the door, and they're protesters. They push people out the door. Do you have all of it on film, Patty?
Can you repeat what you just said?
Anybody that got assaulted by the security guard, when you were in there, he pushed you or he hit you.
Yeah.
What about the policeman?
Anyone get pushed? They're police officers. Go in there. Go in there. Do they push you?
Stand up right there.
Yep, let's file a police report.
Is this?
She's on the phone filing right now.
She's calling out right now.
Because you can file assault charges on that person.
Then you can file
Did
assault
you get
charges.
the badge
You're a
number?
legal observer assault. Carlos is going to file right now.
Hi.
Hello.
Are you?
I'm Ustreaming right now.
Okay. Are you an occupier, or where
Yes.
did you come from?
I'm Roxanne. I was down at Occupy for quite a while and have been at different places throughout the country.
So I think that they're going to file a report against the police. You might come this way because Brenda got pushed. I don't know if that's interesting.
Yes. I'm actually gonna see. I'm gonna see what these guys are doing. Hi guys. I'm Ustreaming and I was just wondering if you were doing business here. Yeah, they didn't want to talk, so we'll respect that. So they looked like they were customers that were trying to come to the bank, and they couldn't get in because the police have closed the doors so that protesters won't come in. Can I ask you a few questions?
Of course.
I'm Ustreaming. I was wondering why was the decision made to close the doors off? And
It's
now,
private. Yeah, that's the bank's property, so they can do what they want.
but if it's the bank's private property, then why is it the city police that are closing the doors off?
We're just assisting them. Trying to keep
Okay.
peace.
So what about people that are going to do business there?
They can still get in.
I think they just turned someone away.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know then. Yeah, I'm not
Okay.
sure what the businesses decided to do.
Okay, because
Yeah,
there
it's
was
their
a
right to close if they'd like to close.
It looked like there was a family that tried to
I think I
come
saw
to do
'em too.
business. So
I think they went around back to
okay.
get in.
So it is, that's basically the officers are doing whatever the business decides to do.
Actually, we're trying to protect everybody's rights. So
Right.
just like the protesters have a right to be out here, the business has a right to close if they want, or allow people in or not allow people in.
Right. But I guess what I'm actually asking is that because they've decided to close and not let their customers in, the police are just doing what they wish.
Just assisting them.
Assisting
Trying
them
to keep the peace.
in their wish, assisting them in their wishes. Like if they wanted to allow their customers in and not certain
could.
people, then
Of course, yeah.
then that
Yeah, it's
could
their
be done.
decision.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I'm gonna go around back and just gonna pause for a moment while doing that, and we'll be right back.